All right, you guys, thanks for joining us tonight. Whoever's doing dishes, you guys got to mute yourself.
Oh,
Um,
that's me.
oh,
I'm not doing dishes, but there's things happening.
that's okay. Well, we'll let you slide since you're our amazing guest speaker tonight. So, you guys, I'm really excited because Mel offered to do this call kind of last minute. She
Hi.
said, "Can I do the call?" And I love that when we have leaders that step up and have something they want to share from their heart. So, Mel is going to be talking to you guys about time management stuff and just a little bit different perspective, I think, because I think you're all going to be able to relate with her, kind of the struggles with that sometimes. So I'm just going to turn it right over to Mel, and then we can open it up for conversation and whatever you want to do.
Sounds good. Sounds good. Well, I just kind of wanted to have a conversation about this. I know that one of my biggest struggles is trying to fit Juice Plus into my life. I have a very, very busy schedule, just, managing 3 kids' schedules. And then my husband is, he travels a ton for work, which is great. We get to go lots of really great places. But also, that puts me as a stay-at-home mom, a single mom, a lot of the times during the week. And, this has been just a real struggle for me to kind of figure this out. And actually, I don't think I have it figured out. I think that the reason that I kind of stepped up and said, Reagan, I want to do a call on this was because I kind of had an aha moment a couple of weeks ago. I was listening to an Eric Worre training video about, he had 10 strategies for stepping up your network marketing business in 2016. And there were 10 strategies on there. And one of them was time management. And it was one that I was like, I am just really not, I don't have control of my schedule. I just feel just completely out of whack with it. I have this great intention of building an amazing Juice Plus business. I love the idea that, we can create whatever we want to create here and what we make time for and all that kind of stuff. And I just feel like I really struggle with getting my calendar out and making the time during my day every single day to work my Juice Plus business. And I don't know about you guys, but I don't think I'm the only one here that my only responsibility is my Juice Plus business. And the only thing that I'm, trying to keep track of is my Juice Plus business, and oftentimes it tends to be lowest thing on the totem pole of things that I have to do. And I was even just looking at, I've got some goals, some health goals for 2016, and I've been really excited about them, and they're more consistency goals for my health. And it's funny, even just scheduling those, it's like if I don't schedule my exercise, it doesn't happen. And so, I'm kind of scheduling my life in January, really excited about my health goals, and exercise and, nutrition and that kind of stuff tends to kind of take over. And I'm realizing, oh my gosh, if I do this, this, and this, and then there's no time for my Juice Plus business in my day. So I've had to kind of tweak my exercise, and gosh, I'm doing it at 6:15 in the morning so that I can get it in, or, after hours or whatever, or figuring out how to do it with my kids, which is kind of fun. But just making sure that those things, if they're a priority, that they can still get in. So I love our Juice Plus business because we can schedule. I mean, this is, a we can do thing. We can fit this into our lives. We are busy people. We all have so many different responsibilities. And I love that our business is flexible. But then again, I also feel like that kind of hinders me a little bit, where I'm thinking, I don't know about you, but it tends to be, like I said, the last thing on the totem pole that goes into my priorities each day. So I know we all have busy lives, and it always kind of comes up to me, the saying that if you don't plan your life, someone else will plan it for you. I feel like that is what is happening to me so often. It's like I've got, priorities with, you know, my kids and things like that. But then again, I also have things that I want to step up and do. Like I want to be on the PTO. I want to know what's going on at my kids' school. I want to say yes when my friends say, let's go do a Bloody Mary club. And I'm like, yeah, let's do that. That sounds like so much fun. But if I'm not looking at what I'm doing through this lens of like, what do I want to create in my Juice Plus business? Yeah, I can still do all these fun things, but if I'm not looking at it through that lens of, is this going to just be a piece that will build my business, or is this going to be detracting from it? It's just the same idea as looking through this lens of the choices that we make, our lifestyle choices, like the food that we eat, the exercise that we do, the water that we drink. Is this, or, you know, whatever it is that we choose to drink, right? Is this going to build up my health, or is this going to tear it down? Like, I think we all kind of get that piece, right? So when you're looking through this lens of health, is this going to add to my health, or is this going to take away from my health? The same kind of things when we're making these choices as they come up in our lives. Is this going to add to me building my Juice Plus business, or is this going to take away? So, and I thought that was, so when I was listening to Eric Worre, I kind of had this aha moment of this. He was talking about time management, and what he called it was really action management. And I loved that. That made so much sense for me, because time management to me is so boring. And I feel like it is really, I don't know, it's not motivating to me. It feels like a job and that kind of stuff. But what really, and he was kind of, you know, putting this into a different framework of, before I get to that piece of what he really actually said. So let me ask you this. How many of you guys want something from your Juice Plus business? Raise your hand.
Me.
How many of you would like to create some income? Absolutely. How about time freedom? Financial freedom?
Yes.
How many of you want some lifestyle? I want some lifestyle. So you guys, me too. I have a great, like a joyful expectation and the great intentions that this business is going to give me and my family. And for so many people that I invite into this business, it's going to give them all of those things. It has the potential to do that. And I have this great mindset. So I think a piece of this is all about mindset also. I believe that that is going to happen. I have this joyful expectation that all of these amazing things are going to happen with this. But what I've also found and what I've learned is that good intentions and positive mindset are great, but are nothing without action. And it's really, really hard to get into action and take the right action when you're not being a master of your schedule. And I feel like, I mean, even just this past weekend, Sean Myers said, he says this every single time, and I don't know why. I mean, I've been to so many conferences, I've been to so many regionals, and he always says at the very end, you don't get what you want, you get what you schedule. And I'm like, I know that I definitely haven't mastered that yet. And that's why I looked at Reagan and I was like, I want to teach on that. And this was what, 2 days ago, right?
Yep.
So I knew that there was just something pulling at my heart. And I, you know, as much as I want to share with you, I guess I want you guys to share with me also about that. So this aha moment that Eric Worre said, he said, you know, treat your business like a job until it, you know, pays you what you want it to pay you. And that really changed my, you know, so what are the things that would be expected of you if you were going to a job? A job.
Show up on time.
What'd you say?
Show up on time.
Show up on time. Yep. What else?
40 hours.
Some work.
Be productive.
Productive. Uh-huh.
Used to be some tasks involved that you would have to complete.
Task to complete. Okay.
Show up with a good attitude.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Attitude,
Consistency.
consistency, follow a schedule. All of these things, gosh, you guys, these are really cool. Are you showing up like that? Like your job for your Juice Plus business? You guys, when I heard that and I thought, and that's what he asked us on that webinar, I was like, yeah, I am sometimes, but not all the time. And honestly, I'm really just not scheduling it in there. I feel like, oh yeah, these are all these things that I want to do with my business, but I'm not scheduling it to happen. So, there's so many different things in our schedules that, we can do to, build our Juice Plus business. But I just realized, I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm not doing those things. And what if I did? And then what came to me was like, well, gosh, what are the most important things that I need to have on my calendar first so that I can have room for all of these other things I want to say yes to and want to do and want to do with my kids and want to say yes to at the school. But I also have to keep my Juice Plus business a priority. And if those things aren't in there first, I can't fit all of the other things in. So this analogy, and Reagan, you guys have used this with us for years about the big rocks first. So you had a big mason jar and you were having to fit all of the things that you want in your life into this jar. And some of them are big. They have big rocks. These are the big things in your life. These are, for a Juice Plus business, there are conferences. They happen twice a year. And, Reagan was, sharing with me just about these events. I thought she shared with me just this weekend. She goes, if you look around the room, you see the same people every time. And it's the same people that are successful in the business. And I was just thinking, I was like, is it because they're successful that they feel like they have to show up? Or are they successful because they're showing up every single time? And to me, I was like, I've heard this a million times over and over again, but it really just kind of hit home when she shared that with me this weekend. So the big things, so I'm going to help you cheat right now. Write these down. Conferences. Phoenix coming up. You guys don't miss it. And there's a reason that we can't bring that experience back to you. There's nothing that we can do to share with you what you missed. Be there. You have to be there. Phoenix, March 17th through the 19th. And then the second big rock is October 20th to 22nd in St. Louis. I already have those things on my calendar. And you guys, since I've started my Juice Plus business, I don't know how many, I've been to 14 conferences. I've not missed one, but the reason is, and even though I have a busy life, and I have a husband that travels all the time, we have those in our calendar already. So we're already scheduling around those. Regional trainings, if you're in the Denver area, we just had one and it was awesome. And if you missed it, I'm so sad, but it was great. And those happen in January. And then Reagan, for some reason I can't, is it March? Usually.
For the next regional?
Yeah.
Oh, September.
Oh, I'm sorry, September.
Boot camp.
September. And then the boot camp is always in June, around I always say the 21st, 23rd, something like that, because I know it's always right around my son's birthday. But even birthdays are big rocks, you guys, things like that. But oftentimes birthdays can be celebrated on other days. It doesn't have to always be celebrated on that same day. I know Reagan always has an anniversary.
Yes, or a daughter's birthday in the spring. Exactly,
or a birthday, yes. So, but you guys work around those things.
Yeah, Colorado Boot Camp's June 17th and 18th.
17th and 18th.
Yep.
So join us for that. And then another thing, you guys, our team meetings every Monday night. That is such a huge thing. That is a big rock. That keeps you connected and in the know of what's going on here. And we love to support you and introduce your new team and all that kind of stuff. We love meeting new people, and this is a huge thing to keep consistent with what's going on. And then, of course, your local events. You know, we've got Prevention Plus lectures that happen all the time in your area, happy hours, in-home parties, Facebook events, Zoom parties. All of those kinds of things are, you know, kind of the smaller recs, but they're all part of what we do with our Juice Plus business. And then those things like I was talking about Bloody Mary Club. I like to say, you guys, I like to say yes to those kinds of things. I love saying yes to those kinds of things. But I also had a switch in my mind just this past week of like, if I'm going to say yes to that kind of stuff, I want to meet somebody new. I want to know more about them, know more about their life, and see if what we have might be a good fit for them. Listen for that pain or that need that they might be having in their life. So I just thought that let's see. You know, this other thing about the job, this aha about treating it like a job. I know that nobody wants a job, but you guys, I do want more from this. And here's the thing. This doesn't just fall in your lap and happen. You have to put action around it. And yes, there's potential there, but it's the action that has to happen in order for this to pay you if you want it to pay you anything, you know? And also, when I say pay you, I mean, for me, seeing people's lives changed in their health and in their financial situation fills me up. You can pay me that way. They also pay me with a paycheck.
Yeah.
But the more I get of that too, I feel fulfilled. And I want to be, that's why this is different than a job.
That's right. Thank you for making that clarification, because it
Right?
is so much more rewarding. And yes, we do work.
Yeah.
Because somebody is going to fire us if we don't show up.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And are you somebody that you would want to keep on staff? You know, if you were paying somebody to work for you, are you somebody that you would keep on? So Eric Roy talked about kind of boxing out work hours. I know we all have busy lives, and sometimes it's like, oh my gosh, if I can just find an hour today to fit in my Juice Plus business. Oftentimes you don't even have to think about it like that. He said, try 15-minute blocks. I've started to do this, and I'm like just showing up somewhere 15 minutes early, sitting in my car and making 5 text follow-up calls, anything that I can do in 15 minutes before I get out of the car and go to my exercise class. So before I get out of I'm sitting there waiting to pick up my kids from school before they get into the car. What can I do in 15-minute blocks? And that to me made it so much less overwhelming as like, oh, I've got to sit down for 6 hours today and do my business. Sometimes it has to fit into like the nooks and crannies of our busy lives. So that was pretty powerful to me. And the other thing is that, I don't know, the action game that we're playing right now has totally made me like it's given me a little bit of motivation to like, oh yeah, I've got to do those text calls. And, you know, I know that there's this blitz call going on. Okay, let's see how much action I can get into. And like my goal for the action game is to create some consistency that is going to build momentum in my business towards my next goal. And it's been super fun. And it's also been, I've played the action game before kind of chaotically and not really planned. And it's been completely different this time, just this past week of, you know, really scheduling what action you want to do and what action you want to be in. And the action game, if you're not playing, the tracker is really cool because it does give you the activities that are actually high payoff activities. And so if you're just check off, you know, some of those things each day that's on that list, it's pretty awesome. So he also talked about people that are super successful in network marketing. And he talked about those, and actually not even just network marketing, successful people in general, he says, fiercely protect are fiercely protective of their time. They are not wasting their time watching TV, dinking around on Facebook or Instagram, social media. Yes, they use those things, but when they're on there, they are super intentional about what they are trying to do with it. You're just scrolling, and then all of a sudden you're like clicking all of a sudden you're like off in, internet world. Like, how did I get here? What am I doing? You're maybe not being so intentional with, what you're doing with the social media. I think it's an awesome tool for our business, and it's a great way to attract people into our business. And it's a great way to prospect and see what people are needing to change in their business or in their lives, and to be able to reach out to them. But it often can be this like time suck, time waste kind of thing. So just be mindful about where you're at when you are checking into those things. And I guess the only other thing, I think the last thing was, I love our Juice Plus business because we can do it as we do life. And like I was talking about, just being intentional when you go and you and you go to the fun things in life that you want to do, like go to your kids' swim meet or whatever, but sit next to somebody that you've never sat next to before, and use that time as an opportunity to prospect, practice your skills, maybe do some tasks, whether it be some follow-up on text or make a cool Facebook post or something like that. To be able to kind of, Reagan, you've talked a couple of times to me about, not so much in depth, but kind of making dual use of your time.
Yeah, I think anytime you can do two things at once, awesome. So you can go on a bike ride with a girlfriend and share your story. And set up a follow-up time, or get their order on the back of your tailgate, things like that. You can still go out and have fun and do your Juice Plus business. Today I had to take Ellie to the doctor, and we had to stop by her periodontist on the way, and her periodontist is talking to me about Juice Plus, and I have left her those follow-up calls, and she hasn't called me back, and I didn't realize she was out of town last week. So it was great for me to be able to be at that office. And then she came out and I said, hey, did you have a chance to look at that information? She goes, oh my gosh, yes. And I meant to call you, but we were out of town all last week. So yes, I am very interested, and I'm going to get back to you in the next day or two, and I'm going to definitely order. So, I was going to be at that doctor's office anyway. So I might do that follow-up call while I see her face right there, and it took me literally 15 seconds of conversation to do that. But I'm one step closer to being able to help, her with her health goals, which she has a big health goal, which I'm really excited about helping her with. So it's really about where can you be a light for people, and where can you bless other people just by being present in your community and thinking about how do I share this, and just honestly not worried about so much what people think sometimes, but just sharing because you care about them. So that's how I've always done my business. I always, pre-schedule the things that I know I need to do. I put my big rocks in first, but then I try to get out of the house and go meet people, like you said, Mel. Those Bloody Mary clubs and things like that are fun. That you get to be that light in the community and show that you do live the mission. And you're excited about what you do and why you're so lucky. Because most people hate their job.
Right.
They don't like being jailed from 8 to 5. And an opportunity to help them to get out of that. And so, we just need, like you said, I loved your analogy to the job, and I loved all of the attributes that everybody brought up, because those are the things, if we can come with a good attitude and consistency and accountability and all of that, how much better is that?
Absolutely.
So does anybody have any questions for Mel? Mel, thank you so much. That was so enlightening.
Thanks.
Yeah, it's really good.
Anybody get the aha?
I do have a question. Mel, you mentioned Bobby and I are not playing the action game just because the timing was wrong for us. But you said something about the tracker form. Is there a way we can use the tracker form even though we're not playing the game?
Yes, you can go to thepeak.bz. Is that what it is?
Yep.
And go to the far right says tools, I believe.
Tools.
And the top one is action game. And then if you kind of scroll to midway to the bottom, it says forms, and the action, you can just print one off there. You can also, it's fun if you use it in an Excel spreadsheet, you can actually give yourself points. Even if you're not playing, it's kind of fun to see how many points you get.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Yep.
Mel, how long is this game going to go on for, the new challenge? I know I'm out of the loop and I'm
That's okay.
just to get back in, but how long is the game going for?
We are in week 1 right now, and I believe the end of it is February 17th.
3 weeks, 3 more weeks.
3 more
Okay.
weeks from now. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So, well, I hope that you learned something tonight that inspired you to get control of the calendar. I don't know, for some reason right now it's just really speaking to me that it's one thing that was really missing in my business, really kind of missing in my life. And I think I would be a happier person knowing that I have control of my situation, my crazy business.
Yeah.
You did a great
Yeah.
job, Mel. You did a great
Yeah.
job.
Thank you.
You saying that, Mel, just reminds me of when Laura Kurlander, and I was talking to her about, she's a senior sales coordinator on our team now.
Mm-hmm.
It just brought back the memory that we had no time. We had little kids, and so we put them in strollers, and I said, look, let's go to the zoo, and while the kids are eating lunch, and bring peanut butter and jelly so they can't talk. And I will take those moments, and I will share with you about Juice Plus during lunch, if that's okay. And she said, great. So I just brought my stuff, and that's what we did. We did peanut butter and jelly for kids, and things that they had to kind of chew on so they could be quiet for about 10 minutes, and we got it done. And here she is. So you never
And here she is. Yes,
get creative.
that's right.
Reagan, with a couple minutes, can you talk a little bit about that mobile business card?
Yeah, you guys, I'm loving the mobile business card, and that's a huge thank you to Jennifer Myers, because she and I think it was Heather Allen were at a trade show, and they found this this mobile business card. I have posted the link up on Facebook, and so go check it out. There's a free trial for 14 days, and the mobile business card is basically like a mobile website for you that you can text around. That's really what it is. And so they've designed it to where there's information about Juice Plus, the Children's Health Study. One Simple Change is there, and athletes, Tower Garden, and even Join Our Mission. And what's cool is that if somebody were to forward your card to somebody else, there's a Let's Connect button that would allow them to connect back with you. So it can go pretty viral. I think that button's a little bit clunky, but I'm sure they'll work it out. But they also can add your V card right into their contacts from there. They can email you from there. They can call you from there. So it's really, really nice. I think if you guys look at it, you'll love it. And it's only if you order it within the 14-day trial, it's only $50 for the year. Normally it's $100, which $50 for the year. I've already sent it out. Well, I already sent it out a couple times today. So I know I wasn't giving out 2 cards a day before.
Yeah.
And it's nice because now you don't have to worry about what video to send. It actually invites people to kind of go in and click what they're interested in, check it out. And then it also, if you text it to them a day later, it sends them a little text that said, hey, I hope you had some time to check out those videos. I'll be in contact with you in a couple of days. So that's nice. You don't have to do that. So the one thing too you guys should know is that here's another little news leak. I put it up on Facebook, but Transform 30 is coming under house. So I don't know exactly when, but I know it'd probably be a big deal at conference. So you'll have a Transform 30 link eventually on your juiceplus.com website. When that happens, they'll update that link to say One Simple Change, Transform 30. So there can be a video in there with Dr. Mitra Ray or something like that. So you can talk to people about both on your card. Until then, you can just say, here's, some information, some videos. And, if you want to still send them directly to your 30, to your Transform 30 website, you can. but not a big deal. I think there's plenty to look at there anyway. So,
Cool.
yeah. Are you liking it? Anybody else using it so far?
Great, and I was at an event today, and it was an incredible event. I mean, I was talking to people solid for 4 hours, and I had 18 contacts that I came home with, and I just showed people right at the event, you know, would you be interested in me sending this to you? And they looked at it and they're like, yeah, that's really nice, and it saves so much time, because before it was so cumbersome, you know, to find the video that you want to send them and then copy it into the email or into the text, and this is just so easy. It's just
One thing to do. It's fantastic.
a huge time saver. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I'd love it if everybody would send Jennifer a thank you note. Jennifer at Myers.bz, and it's MYERS.B as in boy, Z as in zebra, if you like it. I think people are getting it, but I'm not sure if you've heard. You know,
What was that again, Jennifer? What?
at Myers.bz, and it's MYERS.B as in boy, zebra.
You can probably Messenger too, right? Instant.
Yep, you could just
BG.com.
what?
.bz. That's it.
Yeah, and what's the link to the card? I forget this already. What is the link to the card?
That's so. If you text somebody your card, at the very bottom of the card it says "Order your own card now," and if you do that, then you can just put Juice Plus in there, and I'll just click you through it. It's very, very simple, but I don't know, Reagan, I just downloaded this yesterday. I don't know how to send somebody my card.
What's that? How do you send somebody your card?
Yeah.
So, okay, so I'm going to show you guys. Can you guys see my phone? Okay. So, did you put your card on your onto your?
It's on. Yep.
Okay, I don't know. You guys probably can't see this very good, but all you do is you open up your card.
I
don't think it's coming in very good for you guys here.
Ready is mine.
Yeah, there you go. So if you see at the bottom, you see where in the little white area at the very bottom right here, there's a little square with an arrow. And you just then can pick where you want to send it. You want to text it, mail it, Twitter it, Facebook it, whatever you want to do.
Wow.
Because it comes up in
Yeah, so
it comes up in Safari, right?
yeah, and it's textingcloud.net.
Gotcha.
That's the textingcloud.net is where you sign up for it, and then you just put in Juice Plus, and it'll come up with the Juice Plus order form.
You can also message.
Adrian, I just sent you my card.
So if can you guys see my card at all? Can you see this?
Not really.
So you see do you see how there's this little white bar that comes up on your smartphone down? This is on an iPhone. This isn't part of the card, but this is where you could copy it, you could bookmark it, or you could, little square, you could send it. That's where, and then it'll come up with.
Okay.
Because it's coming from Safari.
Yes, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So you can
So she just sent me hers.
You can message it, you can mail it, you can messenger it.
Yeah, so you want to add it to your home screen so it just lives right there like a little icon, and you just open it and go, let me send you my, we were a green company. Do you care if I just send you a green, my green business card? Boom. There it goes. And the great thing is then you have their number, right? So you've got to get their number, or you could send it through like a, Facebook Messenger or whatever, or you can copy the link and mail it to somebody. So very cool.
And then did you see the other, I think if you go at the very bottom of that, before you get down to where it says all that other stuff, there's a business card, and your business card actually comes up. And it said that you could actually, I think you can print that.
You can send it right to Vistaprint from here if you wanted to print business cards.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
But why do you need paper cards when you have this? This is awesome.
Exactly.
Wow.
Guys, it's the wave of the future. It's fantastic. So, all right, you guys. Well, with that said,
Love it.
we will talk to you next week. Next week will be our getting started call. So anybody that's new, we'd love to meet you, hear your story. And so you guys invite your people on and let's connect so that we can all be friends. Okay.
All right.
Awesome.
Have a beautiful week, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Mel.
Thanks, Mel.
Reagan, do you still have a couple seconds?
Yeah.
Have a good week.